UAP are airborne objects that, when encountered, cannot be immediately identified. With regard to the importance of transparency, the Department is fully committed to the principle of openness and accountability to the American people.
We're going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Oh my gosh, dude.
U.S. Navy personnel recorded what appears to be triangles, some flashing. The video was taken through night vision goggles with a single lens reflex camera.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty high-profile incident. I don't claim to be an expert. You're the guys investigating it. I mean, who else is doing it?
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to UFO We Want to Know, July 13th, 2024. Thank you for joining us. As I always do, this is dedicated to those who have been ridiculed, made fun of, and dragged through the media for the last 76 plus years. Again, it's always important for me to say that. On this first segment, I have 3 videos and 26 photos, so let's get on with the first video. As you see, the arrow points the way, and essentially I took several notes on these UFOs whenever I'm showing the video, and all the videos you're going to see today started from June 4th to June 24th, and I go backwards. So this very first one was taken on June 24th, 2024 at 12:52 p.m. It was going southwest from my house. So if you're looking at the screen right here, I'm facing north. So when the UFO is traveling, it's traveling from the west to the south. Excuse me, from the south to the west. And I'm really conscious about what I do with the positioning of my camcorder, my night vision goggles, wherever I'm at, so I can note it when I'm talking about it on the television screen, so you understand at least where I'm standing in duration to where the UFO is coming from and where it's going. And remember, we're in Pahrump, Nevada, and we're west of Las Vegas. And this would be the last loop. We'll go on to the pictures since I got a lot of them, and I'll show you the very first picture that we're going to show you is the photo of the house and how far away this was. I was facing across the street, and that's my flagpole there. That flagpole is not shredded. I have the windsocks connected to it because our flags out here, they don't last very long because of the heat and the wind. It snaps and tears our flags up so badly that using windsocks, they look pretty good when you're seeing them. This picture doesn't do any justice, but I've got 5 windsocks on the telephone on the pole, and they last a long time. But you can see, this UFO was probably about 5 miles out. I am facing southwest in this direction here, and it was kind of a clear day. You can see the sun's ray on top, and this UFO is the iconic shaped UFO. It looked kind of diamond shaped right there, but as we come in closer and closer, you'll see what I'm talking about. The UFO gave off a lot of electromagnetic charge. As we get closer, you can see what I'm talking about here. It had an inner core, of course, outside. I changed the background to give you a little more visualization of what the craft actually looked like. And here's the last of it. And this gives you an idea of this craft was moving. It was not stationary. So when you hear these debunkers, you hear these skeptics talk about it could be anything, it's anything but what they believe in. Let's go on to the next video. Here again, there's my corner of my house there, the top of it. And as you can see, this UFO did some kind of maneuvering up there. It was very fast, and then it looped and then changed directions. Something we can't do with conventional aircraft, not unless we want to fall out of the sky. Again, scientists are saying that terrestrial craft doing anything more than, say, 12 Gs would probably collapse the aircraft we have today. These craft here seem to maneuver at will, and they don't need aerodynamics to do anything. As you take a look at it, we'll loop it one more time. Just take a look at the direction it moves. Look at it. It slows down, seems to, does its loop, and then goes into another direction. Do you think our fighter jets can do that today? Even the F-22 Raptor can't do any maneuver like that. Now I slowed this one down here. This is we slowed it down 80%, and by slowing it down, it gives you a pretty good idea that if we left it without slowing it down, you would have not caught this craft, because I took it in slow motion and we slowed it down 80%. So you can imagine how fast it went. It left some entrail there. There's only one craft there, you're seeing. Close-up of it. And this is the final analysis of it. I changed the background again to see if we can get a solid base on it, and that's the solid base you're looking at now. Sometimes when I'm analyzing these craft, sometimes I'll get a better visual look than others. It all depends on most likely how fast it was going, if it was making maneuvers when I stop motioned it. And let's go on to the final video of this segment here. And as you can see, there's a UFO on the very top, kind of leaving, but the arrow shows the one we wanted to concentrate on. This particular one here, I caught actually 4 UFOs in this video, but I only concentrated on one because it's too confusing. There is a video that I'm going to be showing today that I'm going to be bringing back on the August 3rd, and the reason why is because I caught another craft, gray craft, flying over my house, and I want to be able to see that one in that video. I couldn't do it on this time here, but this craft right here, we slowed it down 80% also in slow motion, from slow motion, and this was taken on June 8th, 2024 at 12:58 p.m. Now remember, this is just past noon, and by slowing it down, it gives you an idea of what this craft is actually doing. And we can loop it one more time after this. And if you follow that craft, the dark one, never mind about the one on top because it doesn't last very long. If you follow this craft, remember we slowed it down 80%. And it was giving off a lot of electromagnetic charge. And when we go to the photos after this, I'll show you what I mean. But it was going pretty fast. Had we not slowed it down, it lasts about 1.5 seconds from the right all the way to the left of the screen. But by slowing it down, this enables you to understand what I'm talking about here. It kind of skipped. I don't believe the camera could keep up with the speed of the UFO itself. And what happens is that you get a skipping motion. You can already see the electromagnetic field around the craft itself. And to the left of it, you'll see it seems to be a lot more intense. And is that because it was going from right to left? That's the leading edge? Is that the reason why it's more intense than, say, on top or on the right side or below it? That's a good possibility, because some of the insiders who said that when these craft are taken off, and I've said this before, they give off a really high electrical pulse, almost a static electricity, miniature lightning bolts all around it, and when it's taken off on the bottom, It doesn't seem to have as much power all around the top and to the sides. It's just on the bottom when it's starting to hit the pulse generators to come off the ground, get this anti-gravity system that they use. And you can see what I'm talking about, that lighter pulse in the left side of the craft. Remember, that's the way it was going, right to left. What I did was I kind of shined this object off and trying to change to see if I can get a uniformity around it. This one here, this is second to the last photo, but if you look at the surrounding of it, it's emitting a lot of electromagnetic charge all around the craft. And doesn't this remind you of the bell-shaped craft that I've been taking pictures of and videos? It's very similar to it. Now remember, with the speed that this craft was traveling, you're not going to get a sharp image. And I know there's a lot of people out there who complain about us ufologists who seem to go to great lengths to prove things, and yet they always want a sharper image. There's the two UFOs. I was only showed one. I'll go through these rather quick. As you can see, this one here is lit up pretty good. It was going from left to right, and right to left, and you can see it's emitting electromagnetic field all the way to the left of it. And I thought that was really interesting, because if you take a look at that, ladies and gentlemen, that's electromagnetic fields that's pulsating from this craft. And what scientists are looking at is beyond me. I don't understand what they're looking for, or what they're looking at. Stay with us for another segment, please.
Hi, I'm Joseph, the host and creator of UFO We Want to Know. Tune in every Saturday evening on KPVM Pahrump Channel 25.1 from 7 p.m. You'll see never-before-viewed videos and photos taken by myself, all over the world.
Thank you for watching. UFO We Want to Know, and remember, yes, they are out there.
Thank you for staying with us. We got 3 videos and 18 photos to show you. I apologize if I went through the first segment really fast, but I have so many videos and photos to show you that I have to kind of sometimes just push them through. But and I saw the timer there, and I was running out of time. But I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. There's a lot of UFOs in these videos, and I can only get to so many of them. So let's start with the first video. And again, there's the craft. Now, I thought this was a probe at first, and the reason why is because it kept stopping. It would move from left to right, which would be going east, and then it would stop. This was heading towards Las Vegas, Nevada. And when I watched these UFOs on real time, before we slow it down, and on this particular one here, we didn't slow it down at all because it didn't seem to move anywhere. But if you speed up the video, you can actually see it move. You can see the tip of that tree there. That's at the, I have 7 trees in this photo, the very first photo, but you're only seeing the tallest one on the right. But this object did not move very far. It kind of was stationary. I don't know, maybe it saw me videotaping. I'm out in the open right here. You can clearly see me out in the open from its position. You can actually see my whole body standing in front of my driveway. I've got a rather large driveway, and when human beings think about optics, yeah, we can see them clearly, but they can see more than what we see. Their optics have to be 1,000 years to maybe even 1,000,000 years ahead of us. Maybe they have some kind of system where they know where there are people standing around because of our silhouette. And maybe they're conscientious about me videotaping there, since I'm always out there videotaping. This will be the last loop. We'll go on to the first photo after this. This was taken on June 6th, 2024 at 12:04 p.m. But I believe it's a probe. I really do, because it just seemed to linger there. And a lot of the probes, they do that. They happen to just linger there, and then they blink out. And you don't see them anymore. There's the tree line, and there's the UFO. It's not quite the Tic Tac, but pretty close. Giving off a lot of electromagnetic pulse, or maybe an anti-gravity. It gave off a shimmer. It was more or less cigar shape, or from the position I was in, it could have been a saucer shape, as you can see when I get in closer here. And it seems to have a leading edge there, the dark area. Remember, it was going from left to right. And that is incredible, because you can see the outline of it. And then it seems to be more dense on the right side of it, and that's the direction it was heading. So is it just that small area there? Who knows? It wasn't traveling that fast, so that can't be entrails behind it. So is it the whole crap? Why is only the right side of it very dense in comparison? It's something that, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Let's go on to the next video. And you can see this one here. I took this at a 90-degree angle, and what I did was I used different software on this one. I was just trying to change things up a little bit. This crap right here, we slowed it down 90%. And the reason why is because this craft, when it was going through the atmosphere here, in our atmosphere, it essentially kind of blinked out. I don't know if it went into, I don't know, maybe a tear in space, but it kind of zoomed away so fast that even at 90%, we could not follow this craft any further than that general area right there. Taken on June 6, 2024 at 12:03 p.m. This UFO never showed any flashing, though. No flashing of lights, and traveling very slowly while climbing. But in the video, I show it very slowly. I'm sorry, but having to slow it down. When I played it in real time, it just zipped right up. This would be the last loop on this one here, and we'll go to the photos after this, and I'll give you an indication where it was at. You can see the part of my house, but I got real close to the house right here. I was about maybe 10 feet away from it, and I was facing pretty high in the air, and that's where this was at. That is the sun's ray up there. Now, I told you I used different software on this one other than the one I was usually using, and it gives you an indication of, by using different softwares, it gives you more of a dynamic look. And it is what it is. It's a UFO, and it's traveling in our airspace, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. You can forget about what the government says, what the scientists are saying, because the government's telling them to say that. These UFOs are in our atmosphere. Make no mistake about it. Now, you would think by the shape of this UFO, the bottom left, it looks like it would be heading that way, right? Or maybe possibly heading up right from that dome on the top, but it wasn't. It was moving from right to left and then going up in that particular area. You saw it for yourself. Now, even with the software I was using here, I got still a lot of electromagnetic pulse around it, as you can see from here. Let's get a closer look of it. And as you can see, it's giving off a lot of array. Now, I've had people tell me that I shouldn't use this kind of software because it kind of deflects from what I'm trying to show you. I don't think it does, even though I appreciate them saying that. I don't think it does, because you've seen my videos. These UFOs, they change very little in the way they look. And this one here, I've captured UFOs that look just like this one here, the same, no difference. And I'm giving you kind of, if you will, a light spectrum viewpoint of it, where the naked eye is not going to get this view, but by using certain filter systems, you can actually get this kind of look, and it gives you more of a dramatization of what we're looking at here. I mean, take a look at this. It's got a solid base. This is a UFO traveling in our airspace. How many times have I got to say that? Let's go on to the last video. And this particular one was interesting because I took it right over the studio here. And you're going to see, you can see it passing by, just about hitting the antenna right there. It's passing by it. And this craft was going really, really fast. A matter of fact, my director, Mikey, had a hard time finding it. We slowed it down by 90%. And taken on June 5th, 2024 at 1:19 p.m., just after I left the studio here, and videotaping at that particular day. It was a dark object going north from my location here. Remember, this was taken outside the studio. That's a, I believe it's a 400 foot antenna to the left. That one there is a smaller antenna. I'm not exactly sure how high that antenna is. I believe it's only maybe a couple hundred feet. But there's the UFO passing by. It was quite far away, very, very small, but it was an object that could very easily be analyzed using certain software that I have. Now, I went back to the regular software because I didn't want to start using software that I wasn't really comfortable with yet. And we'll play one more loop. And by the way, there was more than one UFO in this video. We couldn't show it to you because it was in a higher position on the screen. But this is the one that I wanted to concentrate on. Okay, there's, of course, my lousy handwriting. 23 seconds is where it came into view. And I do that so I can give my director a focal point where he can capture the craft the best, and then he can back it up and find out where it came from and where it ended. But this craft was traveling in our atmosphere. It's leaving an entrail. There's only one craft there, not two. And as you can see, it's a classic UFO saucer shape. Remember, that's only one UFO. That's the entrail. It was traveling so fast that my camera shutter couldn't keep up with the speed of this craft. Again, as I said before in the beginning of the video, we slowed it down 90%. 90%. Matter of fact, when my director was trying to look for it, he couldn't find it. I had to show him the stop motion picture in order for him to see it. But it's quite interesting the fact that, yeah, these craft, even though they don't need aerodynamics, they still have that iconic saucer shape where it seems to be cutting through our atmosphere, in which I've always said, and I always believe, that they don't touch our atmosphere. I believe they have some kind of electromagnetic field around them, protecting them, and I'll keep to that. Here, as I darken the back, you can actually see the electromagnetic charge all around the craft. What does that look like to you, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know here at UFOWeWannaKnow@gmail.com, and let me know. Give me your opinion what this is. I won't criticize you. I don't use names if you don't want me to use your names. But give me an idea what you think this is. Let's go to the last photo of it, and you can just disregard that little dark spot inside. I'm sure that has to do with the optics because it wasn't in the other ones. And but here, if you look at this craft here, it's not geometric. seems to have a leading edge, more of a bulbous leading head than from the back side. Now that could be because of the speed it was traveling. It's distortion. There's a possibility there. Our optics may not be good enough to catch these craft. As I said, people have always said that whenever us ufologists or people who take videos of UFOs, we always give them blurred pictures. Go out and try it for yourself if you don't believe. Because I believe that a person becomes a believer when they capture something that they don't know what they've captured, and they're confused, because the human brain can only process certain things, and if it's not processable, then people get confused. We'll be back after this message.
Hi, I'm Joseph, the host and creator of UFO We Want to Know. Tune in every Saturday evening on KPVM Pahrump Channel 25.1 from 7 p.m. You'll see never-before-viewed videos and photos taken by myself, all over the world.
Thank you for watching. UFO We Want to Know, and remember, yes, they are out there.
Thank you for staying with us for the third segment here. I only have 2 videos, and I have 12 photos to show you. And what I do is, in the beginning of the shows, I've been showing 3 videos, and then 2 and 2 for the 4 segments. And the reason why I speed up like that is because I got so many videos and photos to show you. I can't fit them all in. That's just the way it is. Now you go to television and you download new videos of UFOs. You usually get 1 or 2 UFOs in the videos. And I'm showing you multiple UFOs that I've captured in the past weeks, and it's incredible how many UFOs I capture per day. I've got so many videos that they'll never be seen, simply because of the number that I have. And for those people who claim to get UFOs more than anybody else, please come out and put them on a podcast. Show the people what you're saying. Don't say it, show it. Let's go on with the first video. As you can see, we got the arrow there. Barely came in, but there's the arrow, and as you can see, this UFO, it's doing its thing in our atmosphere. Taken on June 4th, 2024 at 4:17 p.m. It seemed to be skipping along, leaving entrails. It was a cylinder type, and when we go to the photos, you'll see what I'm talking about. But this craft seemed to be skipping along quite a bit. It would come in, it would kind of disappear, come in, disappear. And by doing that, it gives you an idea of what you have to do in order to keep up with it. It's a interesting UFO because all around the world, people say they see cigar-shaped, cylindrical shape type UFOs. In the news just recently, matter of fact, 2 days ago, they came out and they said they saw a cylindrical shaped UFO. I believe it's somewhere in South America, Sao Paulo maybe, Brazil. And they were saying that it was stationary, and it got quite a bit of television viewing because people captured it in different parts of the city, and they got different angles of it. But on the ones that I find never seem to be stationary as far as the large cylindrical ones. They always seem to fly by so quick. As you can see, this one here seems to be skipping. Again, the optics of the camera versus this craft's speed. Who knows how fast this craft was going? I'm sure that it was in the Mach range. Again, I'm out there, I'm videotaping, I don't hear anything. You would think you would hear a boom or some kind of crackling sound. There's never a sound on these craft, even though they're traveling so fast that our jet aircraft can't catch them or keep up with them or intercept them if they don't want to be intercepted. Yes, we've had crash retrievals. They can't deny that. The count is over 115 that this country alone is supposedly captured. I always say supposedly because I haven't seen them, but it's from what the whistleblowers have said. Of course, the debunkers and the skeptics are going to say other things, and that's their privilege. That's their free speech, but they just don't look at the evidence. So when they make their statements, they're so asinine that I kind of ignore them. And today, more than ever, especially these skeptics that come out and say, well, it could have been this, you don't know what it is. I ignore those people because they're not relevant. Back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they were quite relevant because the news people were told to put them on the air. And so they got a lot of publicity, made a lot of money off their magazines. And all they did was give their point of view, which is a negative point of view from the obvious. And it's really sad that they've made money off of something they know nothing about. They never looked at the evidence. This would be the last loop here, so it gives you a chance to follow this UFO as it's transversing in our atmosphere. And those, whenever I say that, that's a dig towards these scientists who walk around with their chest sticking out with their PhD pinned on their lapels and claiming that there was nothing to see here, that there's no evidence. Well, I'm showing you evidence right here. So take off your glasses, take a look at the screen here, because evidently your glasses are interfering with what is possible to see on the screen. This was taken at the stop motion at 8 seconds. This gives my director Mikey an idea of where to look for it, and then he can backpedal there and start from the beginning. And as you can see, it was passing over the tip of my house. If I had to guesstimate how far this craft was, I would say it was probably 20 miles out. I was about 10 feet from my house when I took it, so it's not quite a 90, it's probably about a 45 degree, in between 45 and 90 degree angle. And but as we come in closer to it, you'll see what I'm talking about as far as the cylindrical shape of it. There it is right there. Unmistakably, it was a cylindrical shaped object. They call it cigar. Using a little bit of software, I was able to see the electromagnetic charge on top and on the bottom. Didn't seem to have anything on the side, and I'm trying to figure out why in some cases these craft have it all around it, and in some have it just on the top or the bottom, and in some cases, rarely, they have it in the front and the back and don't have it on the top and the bottom. Confusing to us, of course, because our little brains can't process the image of what we're looking at here. But this clearly was a UFO. You saw it transversing in our atmosphere, and it was moving on at a pretty good click. Who knows how fast it was going? All the dates and times for these craft here are given on the air, so if scientists can use software, they know my location, they can backtrack and they can look at these craft themselves. Remember, this was taken at 4:17 p.m. on June 4th, 2024. But as I said, it was skipping along, and that's the result of it. So let's go on to the next video. And this is the picture. I'm not showing a lot of these, but I wanted to show this one here because I went back to that particular software. Now, this was not taken at nighttime. That's the sun you're looking at. Taken on June 4th, 2024 at 12:06 p.m. So it's in the afternoon, high noon. This UFO showed flash just before it blinked out. It showed a flash. But the reason why I was wanting to show this is because this UFO seemed to linger. It lingered in the area. And why they're doing that, for whatever reason, we don't know. But it seemed just to hang around. Now, remember, this is not near the sun. It's in the sun's view from our point. But whenever I say it's in the sun, it's in the sun's view. And this craft just seemed to hang around there. Now, in the past, I've showed you UFOs in and around the sun's rays. And you notice that a lot of the UFOs I showed you, they kind of lingered around there, and then they started to move off in a great speeds towards their end goal, whatever it was supposed to be. Maybe they do that. They hide in the sun's rays because they know that we can't look at the sun with our eyes, not unless you're one of these people that likes to burn your retinas out. And they seem to hang around, and then when they get their final instructions, they leave. But this is what this one was doing. It seemed to linger before it went into its final trajectory. After this, we'll go ahead and go to the first photo. And there it is right there. Now, when we look at this, you're going to see the different shape of it, which is quite interesting. It seemed to be elongated, but then it seemed to be flat. And as I said in past videos, a person can take a photo of something, and to one person it looks like one shape, and to another person it may look like another shape. They do that even in artist rendition when they ask people what they saw, and the shapes look so different. These UFOs shapeshift, make no mistake about it. As we come in, you're going to start seeing a very dense center, and it's got its darker electromagnetic or anti-gravity system around it. Because I changed the software, the background system, it's no longer dark. I go from daylight to dark, or as some people claim, or to actually say it's negative. We turn it into a negative. But here you can see the density inside of it, and you can see that it's got an outer ring, solid outer ring, and then it's got a hazy ring around that. So this is encapsulated into a protective maybe cone of some type. Who knows what they're using. An aerospace engineer friend of mine told me that he believes it's plasma. And if it is plasma, it doesn't have to necessarily give off a purple bluish haze. It can give off a different color in the light spectrum. And the reason why is because I changed the background using filter systems, which changes the background. Those of you who've ever studied the light spectrum, you'll know that by deviating from the norms, you can change a color in the light spectrum. So this right here is what I've done, and this is why you see the shape you're seeing. But isn't that neat how this shape here has been seen before on this show many times? Whether it's the same craft or not, I don't believe it is. I believe that there are millions of these craft flying in and around our atmosphere every single day. And I use the word million because if I use the word hundreds, people say, well, I've heard that before, but never millions. And I'm sure that's not it's going to upset the people in power. But I'm sorry, I catch these craft every single day. How do you explain that? Please stay with us for the final segment. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Joseph, the host and creator of UFO We Want to Know. Tune in every Saturday evening on KPVM Pahrump Channel 25.1 from 7 p.m. You'll see never-before-viewed videos and photos taken by myself, all over the world.
Thank you for watching. UFO We Want to Know, and remember, yes, they are out there.
And thank you for staying with us for the final segment here. We got 2 videos and 13 photos to show you. And so let's get started with the first video. Here, again, tip of my house, and as you can see, UFO here seems to want to linger, this UFO comes in front of from the east, then stops, goes up, then off to the northwest from my position. Remember, I'm facing north here. This was taken June 4th, 2024 at 12:05. June 4th, 2024 at 12:05. There was 3 UFOs in this video, and I'll give you a quick rundown on them. The first UFO is the one you're seeing here. That's the one we're concentrating on. The second one was at 17 seconds on the original video, and it was going the same direction as this one was. The third one was taken at 1.48 seconds and 1 minute 48 seconds, and I'll show that one, like I said, on August 3rd. I want to bring this video back. Now, I usually don't do that. I've done that only twice before, and I do that for a reason. It's because the UFOs that I bring back to show you are just extraordinary, and you've got to see them. Unfortunately, when I was going through this one, I had captured this one first in my eyesight, and I followed it. By the time I saw the entire video, because it was so lengthy, it was more than 2 minutes long, that I found the other UFO, which was actually a better one to see, but it was just too late to air it, so I stayed with this one here. Remember, this is taken at 12:05. So high noon here. They seem to fly in this general area. In past videos, I showed you what I believe to be a vortex right above that general area right there. And I've had a couple of people talk to me about it. And without using their names, I'll basically tell you what was said. And that was that they believe that there is an alien base out here, and that the government is working in tandem with them for getting information on military apertures. These are their words, not mine. I'm just telling you what they're saying. And they believe that there is some type of alien base between Pahrump and Las Vegas in the desert out there. Of course, that's all BLM land, and we're of course not able to go out there that far to go into those general areas, but this is what a person claimed, and I'm not discounting what they're saying. I believe what they believe. Without proof, you can only get a feeling of what one person's response is to your videos, and I appreciate them saying that in there, and there could be a lot of credibility there. We don't know what is out there in our deserts. Look how much land the government owns in Nevada. A lot. I believe it's, 80% of the land is owned by the government. So what do you think? Let us know here at UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com, and get in touch with me. Let me know what you think, like this gentleman did. I had another young lady telling me something similar, saying, I believe what you're saying is right, that there is probably some kind of vortex out there. Let's go to the first photo here. As you can see, there's where the UFO is at. And I always show I try to always show a far off distance photo of it when we do the first photo, and that gives you an idea how far off this was. This particular UFO was quite bright, giving off a very shiny pulse, and it was taken on June 4th, 2024 at 12:05 p.m. It was going from the east, then stopped, goes up, then off to the northwest. Whatever agenda these UFOs have, they're going to do what they're going to do, and they're just here observing us, I believe. Like I said, very brilliant looking UFO. Not a lot of electromagnetic form out here, but if you look at this craft here, and we did not have to do too much to it. Now, we did slow it down just 50%, because we didn't have a lot of video time on it because it went through the optics so quickly. But nonetheless, this craft is what was up there and flying by. Here's the last photo. Now, when I darken the background, sometimes you don't get the surrounding electromagnetic charge around it or whatever's protecting the craft. And that's what you do when you lose certain parts of the optics of what you want to show. And I can only do so much. I make the decision not quickly. I take my time and think what's best for the viewer to see. But how is it that I'm getting all these UFOs, ladies and gentlemen? How is it that I'm doing that? It wasn't my idea to call me the Prump Alien guy. A friend of mine had told me that would be a good name to isolate me from the alien guy. There's a lot of them on there on the internet, YouTube, but there's only one Prump Alien guy, so we went that route. But how is it that I can get these UFOs every single day of my life and not worry about not getting a UFO? If I take 10 videos, you know I'm going to get UFOs in those videos. They may not be in every single one of them, but I'm going to get UFOs in at least 3 or 4 of the videos out of the 10. And that's why every day I make it a point to do so. Let's go to the last video of the show, and here it is. Now, none of these are the same videos, ladies and gentlemen. I don't repeat videos to show you the same view, even though this looks pretty similar. The bottom there's my house on the bottom. There's the array of the sun on top. And this one here was taken at 12:05 p.m., so high noon again, June 4th, 2024. This was taken just before the other video that I just showed. This UFO was going from west to east. Usually I see them going from east to west. The bulk of them go from usually east to west. And if I had to go back to all my videos, I would say that the bulk of them are from east to west, but a lot of them do come from the west to the east. They never seem to really deviate and go from south to north or north to south. That could just be their flight path. I don't know. But again, right here where it's at right now, that's where that swarm was, that one that I caught a few weeks back. I showed you on the video that I thought was a vortex. I wasn't making that motion. I wasn't turning the camera. You could see the house on the bottom and you can see it turning. This is where it was at. Is this maybe a flight path for them? Who knows? This would be the last loop for this. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think. Is that inner atmosphere or is that in outer space? Get in touch with us, please. UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com. Let me know your opinion. There's the stop motion where I gave my director the area so he can start, and circled it. And it gives you an idea. This UFO was probably a lot closer than the previous one. If I had to guess, it's maybe 10 miles out, somewhere around there. Moving in a erratic movement. Moving from left to right. Of course, that's coming from west to east, going over towards Las Vegas. This was taken on June 4th, 2024 at 12:05 p.m. And we'll go to the first photo after this. Why do they linger the way they do? That's the question. Why do they linger? Now you're going to notice that this particular craft here leaves a tail end. And you remember in the previous videos, shows I had, the leading edge was on the right side moving right. This one here was going right, but it was leaving an entrail facing down. So it was the opposite of what I was telling you just last week, that maybe that's an indicator of where it's going to be going. See what I'm talking about here? It seems to have a handle on it. Close-up of it, dark in the back. And let me explain real quick what I was talking about. The last show, if you look at that handle on the left side of it, the craft was going from left to right, like this one is doing, but that handle was in the front of it. And it was shaped down, and then the UFO went down, like it was like an indicator of where it's planning to go. Here, it's the opposite. So, am I wrong in thinking that way? Is the physics that we're thinking about, is it wrong the way we're thinking? We can't comprehend what we're seeing? Who knows? We can only guess. And that's the thing about this phenomenon is so great. That ends my video and photo, and I want to talk a little bit about the craft fair. It's going to be happening tomorrow. I'm out there with the Tumbler Lady, and I hope you come out and join us. If you want to get out of Las Vegas heat, it's going to be in the triple digits out there. It's a little bit cooler out here in Pahrump. There are restaurants to come. There's gambling here. Please come and look at the craft show. There's a lot of different venues out here to see, vendors, and I hope you come and help support them. Thank you for joining me on this segment and this show, and I appreciate it, and I'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Joseph, the host and creator of UFO We Want to Know. Tune in every Saturday evening on KPVM Pahrump channel 25.1 from 7 p.m. You'll see never-before-viewed videos and photos taken by myself, all over the world.
Thank you for watching. UFO, we want to know and remember, yes, they are out there.